Good morning, y'all. So this morning what I want to do is just do a real quick video with you that shows you a couple other things that are relatively low cost items that are a really good thing to have on hand, either for keeping in your car or just for some really light reading. So the first thing I want to talk with you about today is something that you really want to have in the event that you have an emergency with your vehicle where you may need to get a family member out of a vehicle, or you may need to break the glass on your window, say if your car were to be submerged in water. So this item right here is very important to have. This is a strap cutter. So the benefit to the strap cutter, as you can see, is it's got this rounded curved edge, so you can hook it right around a seatbelt and pull that seatbelt right off, and you can see that little blade right there. So the other benefit to the strap cutter, like we were talking about, is it's got this end on it that works really nicely, bam, to pop out your window if you need to. So that's super beneficial way to really take care of some of the vehicle needs that you may have when it comes to extricating somebody from a vehicle, getting yourself out of a seatbelt if you really had to, or breaking the glass on, your driver's side window if you need to get out of the vehicle. So that's another really great one to have. And the other thing that's nice about them too is they come with, Gerber makes them with these little cases so that, you just put it in your door, and to everybody else in the vehicle, they don't even really notice that you've got it in there. So that's a really, really nice tool to have for your vehicle. So the second thing I want to talk to you about, and it's something I highly recommend purchasing from Amazon or wherever you get your books. It is a fairly small book, but it is packed full of information that is a really handy guide to have if you ever find yourself in a situation that you need some survival information and that you don't perhaps, it's not in your mental wheelhouse, or you may not necessarily have it. So that book is the US Army Ranger Handbook. So this book it's $15 on Amazon, and I'll put the location for both of these in the description for the video. But the thing that's great about it is it literally covers a million different topics that you could ever possibly need. So we'll just open it up here to a couple of different topics and see what we've got here. So chapter 3 is elements and sequence if you ever have to call for fire. So there we go. If you ever find yourself in a situation that you need to call in artillery, there it is. But the other big benefit that is in here too is there are a lot of situations where, we'll take a look at chapter 10 here. Here's a perfect example. So in chapter 10, you've got mountaineering, where it's showing you how to tie some different knots. Also super handy for being in the woods, and if you're not somebody who just sits around tying some knots all day, that would be super handy. Another great one here, chapter 11, how to skin a deer. A lot of people have never skinned a deer before, and it would be a harrowing experience for your first time. Just try to figure it out on your own. So, that's another great learning tool that is in this book that you may have. And some of these, like I said, are super handy. So one of the things in survival school that we'll talk about on a later episode is a Dakota fire pit. Dakota fire pits were created by the Dakota Indians, and the great thing about them is you gain the heat, but not that big plume of smoke that says, hey, there's somebody over here in the woods. Why don't you come take a look and see who they are? So, and again, I'll show this one as well. Perfect example, it shows the fire pit right there and shows you exactly how to make it and exactly what you need to do. So another really awesome purchase. The newer version kind of looks a little bit more like an Army book and a little bit less like something you buy at Barnes & Noble, but definitely worth picking up. And like I said, I'll put the link to it on Amazon in the descriptions. So definitely two items that I really recommend. Go ahead and just pick them up. Look, combined, you're looking at spending less than $50. Maybe the newer one or some of the more fancy versions, you might be a little bit higher when it comes to the strap cutter, but definitely get yourself a strap cutter, and most definitely get the Ranger Handbook. So have a great day, y'all.